Mario Kart series, it's well known for its high-speed racing fun. However, one aspect that is often overlooked is the battle mode, which is a shame because this has appeared in every Mario Kart to date, and is honestly quite a lot of fun. They've put in so many courses, which are honestly very well designed, for the most part. So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking all battle courses in the Mario Kart series. Now before we get started, just know that this list is my opinion, and if yours is different, that's okay too. Just put it in the comments where we can hopefully have a civilized discussion. Alright, starting at the bottom with number 50. Okay, now it's a really popular opinion to hate on the Mario Kart 8 Wii U battle mode, and that is for good reason, because they made you battle on race courses, which were hardly changed at all from their racing versions. Mario Circuit is the worst of the lot, because this is honestly just a boring lap with not really that much on it. So just driving around this figure 8 trying to find an opponent and hit them. The course is way too big and there's no alternate paths at all. Toad's Turnpike is another terrible battle course. I don't know why, out of all the courses in Mario Kart 8, they chose these as the battle tracks. Like, yeah, battling on any race course is bad, but these especially seem terrible. Yeah, Toad's Turnpike is a bit better than Mario Circuit because you can hit the cars, which makes it a bit more interesting. Now, I really don't like ice-themed battle courses in general. It's too slippery and takes away the fun of battle mode. And when it's not just only a nice battle course, but a nice themed race track, then it's a terrible idea. Yeah, Sherbet Land is bad. Toad Harbor is the longest course in the base game of Mario Kart 8. So why they decided to make this a battle course, I don't know. It is way too big to do any battle on, and going backwards just feels wrong on this course. It's higher than the bottom 3 because there are some split paths, so you can go to the top and hit people on the bottom, I guess, but still, this is just not good. Donut Lanes 3! Yay! Okay, so at this point, you're just gathering that all the Wii U battle courses are gonna be at the bottom of the list. And yeah, that's right, because they all suck. Donut Lanes 3 is a bit higher than the rest because the course is smaller. Dry Desert is okay compared to the other Wii U battle courses, because there actually are some open areas, which is a bit like a battle track. I can see why this one was chosen, unlike stuff like Mario Circuit. Moo Moo Meadows, the classic racetrack from Mario Kart Wii, but now it's a battle course for some reason. Yay! Again, there is one open area around the end of the track, which makes this one a bit better. Also, this battle course was largely improved upon in Mario Kart World, but since I'm not considering retro battle courses in this video, that won't be featuring on the list. My favourite Wii U battle track, which is still lower than every other battle course in this entire video, is Yoshi Valley, because this one actually could work because it has a large area with split paths in it. If only they'd kind of gotten rid of the rest of the track that was just a long straight, this actually might be a decent battle course. Unfortunately, this is the Wii U battle mode, so they didn't do that. Does Galaxy Coliseum even count? This was playable in online only, and you can't even play it anymore. It wasn't even really a battle course, but I've seen it listed as one, so here you go. Alright, now we are getting into the real battle courses finally, starting off with SNES Battle Course 3, which is an ice-themed track which is too slippery and it's really annoying. Now, I was very disappointed when I saw Mario Kart World had taken the same route as the Wii U to turn racetracks into battle courses. Fortunately, it did a bit better than the Wii U as it added some different areas you could go in these race courses, but for the most part they just feel way too big. And DK Pass is no exception. Oh, and also it's, snow-themed track. Way, look at this, it's another ice course. Wow, I just love this one, this is so much fun. At least this actually looks like a battle course. Mario Brothers Circuit is another terrible battle course for the most part because it is just a racetrack. However, they've added some more areas at the start where you can go around, and that part feels a bit more like a battle course. But overall, this is just way too big. Chart Top is just a circle that focuses way too much on this big jump in the middle, and it's quite annoying. Nintendo GameCube! Wow, it's just a square! But somehow a square ranked higher than 14 other battle courses. Also, you're just fighting it out on a GameCube, isn't that funny? I am glad they put this in. Tilt-A-Kart kind of looks cool, with the stage being an outline of Mario in squares and tilting up and down, and it can get quite chaotic. However, at the end of the day, there's really just no obstacles here, so it can't get a higher placement. GBA Battle Course 3 is kind of just really boring. There's a really big open area with just 4 little obstacles in the corners. But hey, open areas are good for battle mode, so there's that. Also, the GBA battle theme slaps, just listen to this. Nintendo DS. It's like the Nintendo GameCube, but this time there's 2 levels, which makes it more fun. Big Donut, our first entry from Mario Kart 64. Okay, firstly this just doesn't look much like a donut, like it's a circle with a hole in the middle. But my main problem with this course is that it's just too hard to get to the other side of the map, so I can just wait on one side and it's kind of boring. Mario Kart 64's other battle courses are all way better than this, so I don't know why this one has returned as a retro course twice. Dino Dino Jungle for Mario Kart World actually is an alright battle track. Like, yeah, it's not great, it is just this path with a couple of branches. But battling here isn't too bad. Like, if they just spent a bit more work on this, this actually could look like a battle course. Cookie Land is very, very small. It's like the battle equivalent of Baby Park, but hey, it can be fun. GBA Battle Course 2 is honestly a really cool idea. How it's all surrounded by lava and there's this area in the middle that you can only get to from 2 sides. I actually really like this idea for a course. Unfortunately, it's just too small to be anything more interesting, so it gets 29th place. However, I'd like to see this idea return and be expanded a bit in a future battle mode. GBA Battle Course 4 is like Cookie Land, except the obstacles are actually water, so it's a bit more dangerous when you hit them, and also the course is a bit bigger. Duck City is Double Dash ripping off Duck Fort for Mario Kart 64, which, spoilers, is going to appear much later in the list. But they removed the ability to drive up onto the upper levels, which is kind of the entire point of Duck Fort. Anyway, it's still an okay battle course, I guess. Salty Salty Speedway, as the name suggests, is another racetrack. However, they've added plenty of paths for you to do battle on, which actually seems decent. However, and I'm saying this again just like all the other race courses, it's just too big. Okay, we are now halfway through the list. You might have noticed I was a bit negative of all the courses in the bottom half. Well, yeah, that's because most of them were race tracks. But moving on, I'm gonna be a bit more positive, as I honestly really like most of the battle courses ahead. SNES Battle Course 1, the first course in the series, so how fitting that it appears at number 25 out of 50. I honestly didn't plan it like that. Anyway, this is a simple arena with some walls in the four corners, but honestly, that makes it a pretty good battle map. GBA Battle Course 1 is very similar, but I like it a bit more. SNES Battle Course 4 is again very similar, but it's bigger, so I like it a bit more. But I thought too big was bad. Yes, this isn't too big like a racetrack. We need a happy medium between too small and too big, and this is it. Palm Shore is probably one of the most overhated battle tracks in the series, and I do get how the water rising and falling can be annoying. However, I kind of like the idea of the island surrounded by some smaller islands, and crossing the water to move between is a decent obstacle. However, as much as I like this, there are better battle tracks. SNES Battle Course 2 is my favourite battle course from the original Super Mario Kart, and honestly this one's really cool. I don't ever see anyone talking about this. They've put in so many of these water obstacles that are actually quite difficult to drive around. It gives plenty of opportunities to do battle all over the course. This is kinda cool. I'd love to see this one return. Chain Chomp Desert is like Thwomp Desert from Mario Kart Wii. You can't say that this isn't a retro course, by the way, because it's clearly just a return of Thwomp Desert, which is a decent desert circular arena where they're kind of pulling you in towards the middle. However, for some reason they replaced the main attraction of Thwomp Desert, the Big Thwomp, with Chain Chomps. I don't know why they did that. Number 19 is the original Thwomp Desert from Mario Kart Wii. Wow, no one saw that coming. Urchin Underpass is my least favourite original battle course in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's coming in at number 18 on the list, which just shows how good Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's battle course selection is, because this is not a bad course by any means. It's based on Splatoon, which I've never played, but that's cool. And overall it's just a decent map. However, it can be a bit confusing to know where you are and how to get places on this map, but some people might like that. I don't know. Sweet Sweet Kingdom is another of my least favourites from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but then again it's better than 33 other battle courses in the series. I find it interesting they made a battle course based around Sweet Sweet Canyon, because that's not really a fan favourite track, but hey, it works, and I do kind of like this course quite a bit. However, it can get a bit boring after a while, and the other battle courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe have a bit more opportunity to do more things than this and these two castles, I guess. Peach Stadium is my favourite racetrack / battle course from Mario Kart World, because this one actually looks like a battle course. It kind of reminds me of Battle Stadium from 8 Deluxe. I kind of feel like this one they made as a battle course first and then turned it into a racetrack, because this has multiple different levels and plenty of area to hit your opponents. Yeah, this one's pretty good. Funky Stadium, the most overrated battle course in the series. It's still number 15, so yeah, this is pretty good. I won't explain why it's good because everyone else is just gonna say, yay, this is the best course in the series, when it isn't. So go watch their videos if you want to know why it's good. Anyway, this course is just too big, really. And there's really not too much to do here besides the half pipes, so yeah. Double Deck is the only race or battle course from Mario Kart 64 that hasn't returned yet, and honestly I don't know why, because this one's actually really cool. It has several different levels with multiple split paths on each, so it can be a bit strategic with where you go here. It's easy to lose your opponents, but you can also do surprise attacks around here. This is a pretty solid course that I'd like to see return. Yes, I like Chain Jump Wheel from Mario Kart Wii more than Funky Stadium. Firstly, I just like this song a lot better, but this course is honestly quite interesting, especially with the star in the middle, and the item box that always gives you a star, sometimes a mushroom. A lot of people find this course annoying, but honestly, once you get used to it, it can get quite fun. Skyscraper from Mario Kart 64 isn't the most complex of courses, but I do kind of like it. It is a decent area for battling. The hole in the middle is nowhere near as annoying as in Big Donut. And it is kind of funny how when you fall for a very long way, kind of highlighting how far up you are. Battle Stadium was a great intro battle course in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I knew the first time I played this that this was going to be a great battle mode. I like how it has the two sides themed around Mario and Bowser, so it kind of feels like it's a battle zone in a way. It is based on Mario Kart Stadium, but honestly, that's not even that obvious with the design of this course. It has this cool anti-gravity section in the middle as well. My only complaint with this is that it is a bit too big, so you can easily just run away from your opponents. Twilight House is a very good example of making a great battle course with not even that interesting of an idea. It's this spooky mansion floating in the middle of an abyss, but it has these 8 interconnected rooms that you can move between, and also a path on the outside. This makes it great for battling, as you're never too far away from your opponents, and you can also move between the rooms. Solid battle course. Luigi's Mansion is one of my favourite battle courses from the GameCube, and I'm glad that it returned in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's really interesting with the 3 different levels, especially as how from the top level you can hit people down below. I also just like the overall theming of this course. Pipe Plaza is a small course, and honestly if it was a bit bigger and more complex it might place even higher. However, the main gimmick, these pipes that teleport you, is really cool. How, if you're not paying attention, an opponent can just appear in front of you. I like how they seem unpredictable at first, but then you get used to it, which makes this my favourite battle course from Mario Kart Double Dash. Honeybee Hive is honestly really cool. It's kind of like Twilight House, but there's even more things in the rooms. Like, there's one place that warps you somewhere, which is not a feature in any other battle course so far. There are a lot of people that don't like this one, but I think it's really cool. Luna Colony just honestly feels so cool to play on. A battle course set on the moon, and it has 2 distinct areas. I do see a lot of complaints about this one, mainly because of having to trick off the bumps to get items. That's such a stupid complaint though. This course is cool, you just don't like it because you're bad at it. Starting off the top 5 with Dock Plaza for Mario Kart Wii. Like Dock City, this is a clear copy of Dock Fort for Mario Kart 64, which we still haven't seen yet. But this one is much better than Dock City because you actually can drive up onto the forts, which is the main idea. It's not quite as fun as Dock Fort, but honestly it's still really fun to play on. I like how the structures sink midway through the battle, even though that did scare me playing on this map as a kid. Dragon Palace is my favourite original battle map in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Firstly, I love the theme of the course, even though it has been done in many games before. But also, the inside and outside of the course work so well together, as well as the different routes to travel between them. Breaking through the windows feels really fun. And also from like the upper part of the inside portion, you can spring attacks on your opponents, which is really cool. It doesn't feel too big despite all these areas, which makes this kind of a perfect battle course and one I won't get tired of playing on. Number 3 is Woohoo Town, and I admit I might be quite biased because Wii Sports Resort was my favourite game as a kid, but I did try to push this aside for this ranking. Yes, I do like it because of Wii Sports Resort, as I said. But honestly, there's just so many different paths to travel between without it feeling too big. I do like the 8 Deluxe version of this course a bit better, but because of my view on no retro tracks, I am ranking the Mario Kart 7 version here, which is still really solid. I'm glad this one got to return in 8 Deluxe. Okay, there are only 2 battle courses left to rank. If you've been paying attention and keeping track of what courses I've mentioned, you will know which 2 they are. But before I get into it, I would like to ask you, what is your favourite battle mode in the Mario Kart series? Mine would be 8 Deluxe, just because of the 5 different modes available, and a great course selection. However, an honourable mention goes to Mario Kart DS, as its Balloon Battle and Shine Runners are the best versions of those modes in the series. What are your opinions on this? Let me know in the comments. Okay, back to the ranking. Dog Fort is an incredible battle map, and it's amazing they managed to do this in just the second game in the series. There are 4 forts, one at each corner of the map, with 3 levels on each. I like how with the 4th layer aspect of Mario Kart 64's battle mode, there's kind of an idea for each layer to claim a fort, even though that's never stated anywhere. Even playing this course on the DS, where I'd love to see it return, is quite fun. It does kind of feel like as the number of layers decreases that you are defending your fort from enemy attacks. You can also just drive around the forts and hit people as you go. I love how there's so many different ways to travel between the forts, and how if you fall down onto the bottom level you're very susceptible to attacks. This is a fan favourite battle course and for a good reason. However, it's not number 1, which goes to Delfino Pier is my favourite battle course in the Mario Kart series. This is largely because it's the most dynamic battle course in the series by far. There's this water which rises gradually throughout the course, making the lower parts of the course inaccessible as the battle moves on. Also, midway through the battle, the entire second area with its roof and basement opens up, making the course expand a bit. Also, the basement also fills up with water pretty quickly. This dynamic aspect of the course makes the 3-minute battle feel like more of an adventure, and the first half and second half feel completely disconnected while still a part of the same area. The course is also a great size. If the whole thing was accessible, that would be too big, but the fact that the water cleverly covers up the lower levels makes it feel like a great map for battling on. And it's based on Isle Delfino, which itself makes it pretty cool. So, with all that taken into account, Delfino Pier is my favourite battle course from the Mario Kart series, and I wish they'd make more courses like this in the future. So that was my ranking of all 50 battle courses in Mario Kart. What are your thoughts on my ranking? Put your thoughts in the comments down below. And again, I'd like to stress that this is my opinion, and if yours is different, that's totally cool. Just don't attack me for my opinions, okay? Alright, have a nice day.